Welcome back to Hard4Games, everybody. I'm your host, Tony, and today we are talking about Skyward Sword HD modding. Now, Skyward Sword HD is a newer game. It's only been out for like a month or so. It's August as of the recording of this episode. It came out late July, but despite it being such a young game, modders have already begun to chip away at it. Now, today we're going to be covering Skilarbabcock's Play As mods for the title, as well as previewing some other mods that are coming up soon. So what is a Play As mod? Well, it's where you play the game as whoever the creator modified into it. In this case, Skilar has modded Link's appearance and equipment to match both Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, the latter being a bit of an obsession of his. Now, for those of you that haven't played Skyward Sword or its HD remaster, here it is. This is what Link looks like in-game. And here's the Twilight Princess mod. There are a ton of little differences here. Now, at first glance, they look a bit similar, but then you start digging and noticing more and more and more. For example, in the Twilight Princess version, his hair is wilder. It has more acute angles. His arm guard gauntlet thing is different. The chainmail is different. There are cross stitches in his tunic that don't exist in the Skyward Sword version. Lots of different things here. Now here's the Twilight Princess Link in action. I'm sure you guys actually want to see him moving around instead of just standing there as I pan a camera about. Now, what I appreciate about this, similar to his other Play As mods, it's not just the other version of Link transplanted into the game without any care for the rest of the world. He actually feels like he could belong to this world, but he's just not the exact same model. Another one of the big adjustments are the shields. Now, during the selection process, when you're in the menu, you can see what they should have looked like in Skyward Sword based on their icons. But then, of course, you select the shield and see what the mod gives you. Note that not all of these shields were in Twilight Princess, but some were specifically created in that style for this project. And again, here's what some of the Skyward Sword shields look like. Now here's Link early on in the beginning part of the game before he gets his full, knighthood. But we're in the mod. It looks like he's just moseyed right out of Ordon Village. Or Orden Village, Ordinary Village, however you pronounce it. Here's what he looks like in the retail game. Now, a bigger departure is the Ocarina of Time Link. He still looks like he could belong here, but a bit less so. He's certainly more distinct, and he grabs your attention more and faster compared to the Twilight Princess version. Currently, the only available modded shield here is the Mirror Shield. So like I said, modding Skyward Sword has just begun because, of course, the game just came out. So I wanted to bring in Skilar so he could explain a little bit more and also tell you all how you can get involved.
Hey Tony, nice to be here again. I seem to appear a lot on your channel. This is my, fourth time? Anyway, we are back here again to show off the first character model imports for Skyward Sword and Skyward Sword HD. We are currently trying to get more people on board to start modding and documenting the game. And what more perfect way than to showcase some stuff. Modding Skyward Sword is currently in its infancy, and model replacement has finally been figured out to an extent. Right now, characters and weapons can be done. There's been quite a few tests, and we even have a few users who have started attempting their own small projects. My friend Big Shark Z has even helped me a bit with figuring out a few things such as using some materials and different models. Also, PSI Hate, who first looked into that. There's also Fraze Freak, who has started a Girahim play as, and PSI Hate, who has tested Breath of the Wild Link. Big Shark Z has actually done more testing out of all of us, putting even me to shame. As of right now, Skyward Sword modding isn't actually too hard, at least compared to Twilight Princess. It's pretty simple, and we already have a tutorial. For those interested, we will have a Discord linked in the video in the description. As far as the mod showcase here go, Twilight Princess Link here was actually my first test, after I saw how similar the models were between Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. I figured out model importing because of this actually. I took the Twilight Princess head model because I had an idea, and lo and behold, it worked. That's when I began work on a Skyward Sword style Twilight Princess Link, where I even used a newly designed shield and recreated the E3 2010 assets that were used in the Twilight Princess designs. The Hero of Time mod showcase here also comes from my Twilight Princess mod variant. That's really how alike the two game setups actually are. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoy this little showcase and give some of your own mods a test. Thank you for watching.
So that is our episode on Skyward Sword HD modding, at least so far anyways, because it's pretty early on. I'm excited to see, as the months and the years roll on, what will happen. We seemingly right now, we have a lot of really detailed, nuanced work like Skilar stuff, and then also some content in progress that's really much more wild and out there. So I just kind of want to see what happens with this. It should be a good time. So big thanks again to Skilar for letting me share his project and the progress on it so far. If you want to see more, I'm going to go ahead and put some links in the description below where you can check out more of his work. And if you like content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel here, Hard4Games, like the video, all that good stuff. But regardless, just appreciate you watching and hope to see you next time.
They're hard for games. Games are hard, they're hard.